Hello students, good morning. Welcome back to your 8th lecture of English Grammar of Essay 2. As we know that in our last two lessons we had learnt about the most important topic of English grammar and they are tenses. And what are the lessons? The lessons number are lesson number 14 and lesson number 15. Today we are going to do the combined exercise of tenses. So let's see what will we do in this lecture today. First of all, revise what is the tense. Then we revise briefly about simple present tense, present continuous tense, simple past tense and simple future tense. It means that earlier we had learnt two tenses separately, right? In our lesson number 14 we had learnt about simple present tense and present continuous tense, and then in our lesson number 15 we had learnt about simple past tense and simple future tense. But here in this lecture we revise all these four tenses, means simple present tense, present continuous tense, simple past tense and simple future tense. Together we revise the rules of these four tenses together, form of the verbs of particular tenses together, and then we will also see how will we form the sentence for the particular tense. And according to these rules and formation of sentence, we will do the exercise that among these four tenses we will identify in what is the tense of tense, what is the kind of tense in the particular sentence in the exercise. So we can say that we will learn the kind of tenses, how to identify the kind of tenses from the sentence with the help of the form of the verb. So first of all, what is tense or what are tenses? As we know that tenses are form of verbs that tell us when the action took place. As we know that the verb is a main important part of a sentence. Without verb, the sentence formation cannot be possible, right? So, if we want to identify the kind of tense, first of all, we need a help of the verb. And how can we identify the kind of tense from the sentence? Let's see. It means that if we want to identify the tense from the sentence, first of all, we have to pick out the verb, identify the kind of verb, and from the form of the verb, we will identify the kind of tense very easily. It means that if we want to identify the kind of tense from the sentence, so first of all we pick out the verb. First of all we ask the question, what is a verb in the sentence? Pick out it. Then identify what is the form of the verb it is. If the verb with ses, then what is the tense is there? If the verb with ismr and ing form, so what is the kind of tense is there? If the verb is in their past form, then what is the kind of tense is there? And if the verb is with will or shall, then what will be the kind of the tense? So we can say that from the form of the verb we will identify the kind of tense very easily. Here we will revise the 4 tenses which we had learnt in our 2 lessons. Just remember, earlier we had learnt 2 tenses together in our 2 lessons. Means in our lesson number 14 we had learnt about simple present tense and present continuous tense, and in our lesson number 15 we had learnt about simple past tense and simple future tense. But here we are going to do the exercise of these 4 tenses together. Which are they? Yes, first tense is simple present tense, second is present continuous tense, third is simple past tense, and fourth is simple future tense. So these are the 4 tenses which we had learnt in this standard, right? And in our last 2 lessons also. So we revise, we mix them, and we will do the exercise of these 4 tenses together in this lecture. So let's start. What is the simple present tense? In simple present tense, we are talking about the actions which happens in our daily life. Means the actions are our routine, actions are our hobby. Here in this topic, just remember, I will not show you the whole points, all the points of the particular tense, but briefly I will explain you about the particular tense. So we will understand that in this tense what is the key word and how to identify the tense. Okay. So what is the simple present tense? We already know about the simple present tense. So when we are talking about the action which happen in our daily life, means it is our routine. The actions which are happens in our daily life, it is called our routine. So it is our routine life, or we can say that if the actions are our hobby, so it frequently it's happen in our life, it's take a place in our life, it then the actions represent the simple present tense. The form of the verb represent the simple present tense, right? Let's see. In simple present tense, we use verb with SES form, and we use do does to ask the question in simple present tense. So we can say that do does are the helping verb of simple present tense. So what are the helping verb of simple present tense? Do and does, right? And where we can use which form of verbs use in simple present tense. Let's see. So as we know that we use S or ES form of the verb with the singular nouns and pronouns. If the noun is in a singular form, then we add S or ES to the verb. Okay. And if the noun is in a plural form, the pronoun is in a plural form, we write the root form of the verb, means base form, base verb or main verb without any changes. If the noun is or pronoun is in its plural form, then the verb will be right in its original form without any changes. We do not need add S, ES, anything else to the verb. We have to write as it is the verb if the noun or pronoun is in a plural form when the in a simple present tense. Understand? So these are the main 2 hints. If the noun is in a singular form, then we add ses to the verb, and if the noun is in a plural form, then we add root form, main verb. Without any changes, we write the same verb in the sentence. Let's see the sentence formation of the simple present tense. For singular nouns and pronouns, what will be the sentence formation? Just remember one thing, whenever the sentence will be written, mostly the subject will be at the beginning of the sentence. So, first of all, subject, then verb with ses, and then object to complete the sentence. So, this is the rule for the sentence formation for the singular nouns or pronouns. Let's see for the plural nouns and pronouns. So, for the plural nouns and pronouns, first of all, subject is there, then verb with root form, means main form of the verb without any changes, and then object. So, these two slides means ses with verb and root form of the verb. So, this rule will help you to identify the form of the tense, how to identify the simple present tense from the sentences. Okay? If the verb is written with s or es form or in its root form, then we will understand that the tense is which tense is that? Yes, simple present tense. Let's move on. Now we are moving on the next tense, and which is it? Yes, present continuous tense. In present continuous tense, we are talking about the actions which happens at the time of speaking, means noun, now, or at the present time. It means that the action is happening at the time of speaking. If I am writing, then somebody is asking me, what are you doing? Then what is my answer? I am writing. So my action is going on. The action is going on at the time of speaking. It is called the present continuous tense. Let's see what are the helping verbs of and which form of the verb is used in present continuous tense. In present continuous tense, we use ing form of verbs, means verb with ing, and we use am is are as helping verbs. So, before the verb, we use am is are before the verb with ing, and we ask question with am is are in present continuous tense. So, we can say that what are the helping verbs? Yes, what are the helping verbs of present continuous tense? Am, is, and are. And just remember one thing, first of all, whenever we write the sentence in present continuous tense, after subject, we write the helping verb, and then we will write the verb with ing form in present continuous tense. Which form of verb we use in present continuous tense? Let's see. We use ing form of verb in present continuous tense, means we add ing with the verb, right? And we use am is are as a helping verb in the sentence. And as I told you, we use helping verb before the form of ing form of the verb. So, here are the three helping verbs. Which are they? Am, is, and are. So, let's see where we use am, where we use is, and where we use are as a helping verb. We use am and ing form of the verb with I. We use is and ing form of verb with singular nouns and pronouns. And we use are and ing form of verb with plural nouns and pronouns. So, if there is I in the sentence and the verb is in a ing form, then which helping verb we will use there? Am. If there is I and am is there, then we will add ing form of the verb in present continuous tense, right? So with I we use am and ing form of verb. If the noun and pronouns in its singular form, at that time we use is. If the noun or pronoun in a singular form, then we use is as a helping verb and then add ing form of the verb in a present continuous tense. Okay? And then if the nouns and pronouns in the plural form, then we use are as a helping verb and ing form of the verb in the sentence. Which tense? Which is the tense it is? Yes, it is present continuous tense. So have you remember the rule of am is are? Where we use am is are, then you can identify the present continuous tense very easily. Let's see the sentence formation of present continuous tense. With I, if there is I in the sentence, what will be the sentence formation? Let's see. I plus am plus verb with ing and then object. So, what will be the sentence formation? I am, ing form of the verb and then object. For example, I am going to school. So, I after am is there. Am after going means the ing form of the verb going. Right? And then to school is the object of the sentence. Then with is. If there is or if there is singular noun and pronoun, then what will we do? If there is singular noun and pronoun, we use he, she, it. As we know that he, she, it is singular form of pronouns. They use for a singular noun, singular form of noun. Yes, if there is one boy or man, we use he. If there is one girl or woman, we use she. If the place, if one, we are talking about one place, one thing, one animal, then we use it for them if it is in a singular form, right? So if it is he, she, it plus is, I have mistake here, you have to add here is. After he, she, it, we add is, then verb with ing and then object. For example, if some boy is going to play in the park, so what is the sentence formation? He, then is, then going to park, right? He is playing in the park. She is playing in the park, right? This is the sentence formation. With are, how to make a sentence formation with are? Then what will we do? What are the plural form of pronouns? You, we and they are the plural form of pronoun. After you, we and they, we use are. I have not written here, but I explain you, we have to write are after you, we or they or plural form of nouns. Then we add ing form of the verb and then the object. For example, children. So children are used for a plural form. So children are clapping, right? After children, children are a plural form of noun. Then we use helping verb are as a helping verb and then ing form, clapping. Understand? For example, they are joining with Tim. So after they, we use are, then ing form of the verb. So this is the sentence formation of present continuous tense. If you remember the rule of present continuous tense, if we want to remember proper rule of present continuous tense, you have to just remember the rule of M is R. And from this rule, we will understand and we can identify the present continuous tense very easily. Let's start the learn about the next tense, and it is simple past tense. We are talking about the actions. In simple past tense, we are talking about the actions which already has done before the time of speaking is called simple past tense. And we use some words like yesterday, ago, last month, last week, last year, before some days as a hint word. If there is the words like yesterday, ago, last month, last week in the sentence, so we can understand that the tense is in a simple past tense. It is a hint words. In simple past tense, we use verbs with d or ed or irregular verbs means past form of the verb. As we know that in simple past tense there are two forms of the verbs. Which are they? Regular verbs and irregular verbs. What are the regular verbs? Verbs which are end with d and ed. They are regular verbs, and verbs they do not end with d and ed. Means they make their past form without add d or ed are called the irregular verbs. So regular verbs or irregular verbs in the sentence, the verb with d or ed or irregular verb in the sentence, then we will identify that the tense is simple past tense. Understand? Let's see the sentence formation of simple past tense. First of all, subject, then past form of the verb. Maybe it is a regular form of the verb, or maybe it is a irregular form of the verb, and then object. And what is the helping verb of simple past tense? Have you remember? We use did to make a question in a simple past tense. It means that did is a helping verb in simple past tense. So this is the formation of simple past tense. If the verb is in its past form with regular verbs or with irregular verbs, or some hint words, which are they? Yesterday, last week, last month, ago, before some days is in the sentence, then we will identify these words represent the simple past tense. So we will understand and we will identify from this rule simple past tense very easily. Let's move on. The next and the last tense for this standard is simple future tense. So what is simple future tense? In simple future tense, we are talking about the actions which will happen in future or after some times or after speaking. So the action is not done yet. It not happened yet, but it will be happens later, after some time, in future. This kind of actions represent the simple future tense. In simple future tense, we use will or shall as a helping verb, and the verb in its root form, means main form. So, same as the present continuous tense. What are the helping verbs in a present continuous tense? Am, is and are. Here, what are the helping verbs? Will and shall. In present continuous tense, we add ing with verb. Here, we write main verb with will and shall in simple future tense. And we also use will or shall to ask the question in simple future tense. Understand? So, we use shall. Remember, we use shall only with I and we. We do not use shall with any other pronouns. Understand? And we use will with all the nouns and pronouns. We also use will with I and shall. So, with I and we use will or shall, any one of them. And rest of the pronouns means you, he, she, it and they. We only use will. Just remember, if you write will with they, it is correct formation. If you write I will, it is also correct. If you write I shall, it is also correct. But if you write he shall, then it will be incorrect. It will be wrong. So just remember, shall is used only with I and we. Okay. Let's see the sentence formation. I and we, shall or will, both. But I have mentioned here only shall. Just because you have remembered that thing, shall is used only with I and we, then main verb and then object. And again I make the another point is subject, will, main verb, object, and I have written here all the nouns and all the pronouns. So all the pronouns means I and will, we include in these all pronouns. Understand? So just remember that with shall we only use I and we use will with I and we also, and rest of the nouns and pronouns. Understand? So we will identify that if the helping verb will or shall in the sentence, then the verb and the verb is in its root form, main form, then the tense is what kind of tense? Yes, simple future tense. Have you understand? These are the explanation and the hints and the main points which I explain you here. So let's start the exercise. First of all, we are going to do here some exercise which we had not done in our lesson, in our classwork. The exercise of past form verb we had done in our classwork. The exercise of change the sentence in a simple future tense we had already done in our classwork. But the rest of exercise which we had not done in our classwork, we are doing here, and then we will do the mix one exercise. Let's see. The exercise, first exercise is filling the blanks with correct simple tense form of the verb from the bracket. Here in this exercise we have given here the form of the main form of the verb given in the bracket. According to the form of the noun, if it is in a singular form, then what can we apply here in the answer? If the noun is in a plural form, then what will be our answer? We have to change it according to the number of nouns. So first is Amina always dash her books from this shop. Here three nouns are there, Amina, books and shop. But what is the subject is in the sentence is Amina. We are talking about Amina, right? Amina is in a singular form, is a singular form of the noun. So what will be the answer? What will we do? In a simple present tense, have you remember in simple present tense we add s or es with the verb when the noun is in a singular form, and we write main form of the verb with plural nouns and pronouns. So what will be the answer here? So buy becomes buys. Understand? Next sentence, good citizens dash all rules. Good citizens. What kind of nouns are here? Singular form or plural form? Yes. Good citizens means plural form of the noun. Then what will we do? Yes, we will write the main form of the verb, means same as it is from the bracket. We will write the answer same as the bracket. So our answer will be obey. Understand? Next is Tina dash her grandparents on weekends. What is the subject in the sentence? Tina. Correct? Then Tina is in a singular form of the noun. Then what will be the answer? Yes, correct. Visits. Understand? Next is Aman dash animals. Aman is a singular noun or plural noun? Yes, singular noun. Then what would be the answer? Loves. Very good. They dash the news daily. They represent the plural form of pronoun. Then what will be the answer? Watch. This is the simple present tense exercise. Okay? So you can understand that if the noun with s or es or in its root form, the tense will be in a simple present tense. Let's move on to the next exercise. What is the next exercise? Filling the blanks with present continuous tense by using correct helping verb and verb from the bracket. Let's see the exercise. Here also we have given the 5 sentences, and after sentences we have given the bracket. But what will we have to do? We have to write the helping verb according to the noun. If the noun is in a singular form, which helping verb we use there? Is. If I is there in the sentence, which helping verb we use here? Am. If the noun is in a plural form, which helping verb we use here? Are. And plus whatever verb given in the bracket, we write ing form of the particular verb. So let's start. The first is the woodcutter dash the logs together. Logs means wood. So what will be the answer? What will be the helping verb? Woodcutter. How many woodcutter is here? Only one. So what will be the helping verb? Is. And what is there in the bracket? Tie. So what is the rule? Have you remembered the rule? If the verb end with I and E, we remove IE, add Y and then add ing. So it will be tying. And what is the spelling of tying? Yes, what will be the spelling of tying? Tying, tying. Yes. So our answer will be is tying. Understand? Next sentence, the children dash to the class. The children. How many children are there? Many. The noun is in a plural form. So, which helping verbs comes here? Are. And run becomes running. If we pressurize the last letter, we write last letter twicely, right? So, run becomes running. And what will be the spelling of running? RUNNING. So, what will be our answer? Are running. Understand? This is the way we can make present continuous form of the verb with the help of the noun. Sanjay dash behind the tree. Sanjay is in a singular form. Yes. Then which helping verb is there? Yes. Is there in the answer. And then what will be the spelling of ing form of hide? We remove E and add ing. Have you remembered these rules? Yes, hide becomes hiding, but to make hiding, we remove E and add ing to HID. So, what will be the spelling? HIDING. And our answer will be is hiding. Understand? Here, Sheetal and I dash our new bicycle. Here, two persons are there. Just not look at only the I. If Sheetal is not in the sentence, that only I, and at that time we use am with I. But here, Sheetal with I is there in the sentence. So, there are how many people are there? Two people. So, it is in a plural form. At this type of cases, we use are with I. Just remember, if before I any noun is there in the sentence, we use are as a helping verb. So, here what will be our helping verb? Yes, are, because Sheetal is before I. That's why. If there is only I in the sentence, then we will use am as a helping verb. But here Sheetal is there. That's why we are using are, and ride becomes riding. Same rule apply here as number 3. Hide, we remove E from hide. Here also we remove E from ride and ing to RID. So, what will be the spelling of riding? RIDING. And what is our helping verb? Yes, are, not am. Are riding. Last sentence is the boys dash their shoes laces. And here also the bracket is tie. But boys, how many boys are here? Yes, many boys. So, what will be the answer? Yes, are tying, because plural form of the noun. With the plural form of the noun, we use are. So, are tying. Understand how to format the verb with ing with the helping verbs? Now we are doing the most important exercise of these two lessons. Identify the kind of tenses with the help of underlined verbs. In this exercise, we have given underlined verbs. With the underlined verbs, with the verb, we have to identify the kind of tenses. Let's see and let's start the exercise. First is Raj laughed very loudly. We have given the underlined word. Which is it? Laughed. So, laughed is a verb in the sentence. So, laughed is in a which form? Present form? No. Not SES with laugh. ING form with laugh? No. Past form with laugh? Yes. D or ed form. What is the form of the verb? D or ed form. So, if the verb with D or ed, then what tense is it? Yes, it is simple past tense. Understand how to identify the tenses? Let's do the next sentence. Dharmik is writing a letter. What is the underlined word? Is writing. Is with ing form of the verb. In which tense we use ismr plus ing? Have you remember? Yes, correctly. It is the present continuous tense. This is the way you can identify the kind of tenses. Next is we play in the park every day. What is the underlined word? Play. Is there any changes with play? No, it is a root form. And what is the another hint word in the sentence? Every day. Means it is our routine. And what is the tense if we mention our routine or root form of verb in the sentence? Yes. Simple present tense. I have mistake here for typing mistake here, but it is a simple present tense, not a simple past. Just mention it. It is simple present tense. Next is Smriti won the last match. Which is underlined word? Won. It is a irregular verb. Means win becomes won in a past form. And what is the another hinting word? Yes, last is the hint word for us. That if you don't understand won is the past form of win, then you click out the last word from the sentence, and from this last word you can identify the tense is in a past form. So it will be the simple past tense. Next is Suraj will do this work. Here, what is the underlined word? Will do. So, if will or shall in the sentence, verb in its root form, then which tense is there? Yes, it is simple future tense. Understand? Next is Vishakha looks very pretty. What is the underlined word? Looks. What is the changes with verb? Yes, we add s with look and it becomes looks. Then think about it. In which tense we add s or es to the verb? Yes, exactly. The tense is which tense? Simple present tense. This way with the help of the verb you can identify the kind of tenses from the sentence. I hope you understand all the rules and all the sentence formation and the main exercise to identify the kind of tenses among these 4 tenses properly. Thank you. Have a great day.